We need the views, man. Okay, so we are back. Three crafty bastards. Of course, to my right.
Mr. Classic in the house.
Why you gotta say it? Why you gotta say it all sexy? We're trying to get more viewers. Mr. Classic in the house. And of course, I'm B. Smith, and we're gonna talk to you a little bit tonight about stuff. I don't know, shit. We're gonna shoot the shit. So let's do it, man. What do you got tonight?
Let's shoot
the shit.
Okay, we were talking about again a lot of the quarantine stuff, but I'm gonna bounce for a little bit just because they talked about some states and locations are loosening the reins on the restrictions.
Right.
So that's one thing I wanted to talk about. I do have friends that are going to be traveling to Florida, not necessarily for all of the things that they can do, but this to be with family. But there's a possibility of having some things open up that they can go visit, go see, go do, in addition to seeing their family. So we're going to hear tomorrow from Governor Holcomb. Is it Holcomb?
Mm-hmm.
About whether we're extending. Indianapolis has already extended
to the 15th.
To the 15th. Yeah. So it's a possibility of us extending, but what does that mean directly? I mean, we've already discussed that the economy is so, I don't want to say it's in disarray or it's bad necessarily. We have how many people are unemployed?
3.3 million right now.
So we have
I read that earlier. You like how I pulled that stat right out of my ass?
Yeah. I knew it was somewhere that high.
Yeah.
Up your no. I mean that.
Dig deep.
But I did know it was high, and some people are going to be getting back to work here pretty soon. Like, I know that my job brought me in for reentry training so that we understand what's going on with the new processes. They're going to be doing the infrared temperature, check our temperature infrared, and they're going to give us masks and whatever we need before we go into the building. So it's going to be a whole new entry point for me at work because of the quarantine restrictions.
Right.
We've had a cleaner at our place that had the COVID-19 virus, and they want to make sure that no one else has it. They don't want it brought in. So we had to have training for that. They got stations all over cleaning stations all over the place. They're talking about wearing gloves, make sure you wash your hands, everything that we always that we should have been practicing prior to. So we had to go in for training for that. They were going with skeleton crews because, again, we're a tire manufacturer. Some of our customers, including the government, are needing some of our products. So we got to get in and make sure that they're getting taken care of. So that's what we're going to do with a skeleton crew starting Monday. And then we're going to start having some of our other departments come in so to produce more mass product for customers inside and outside of our facility and company.
Right. So, I mean, that is one thing to think about. You go back to work on Monday. I go back to work on Monday as well. And it's kind of like a slow ramp up. Mm-hmm. Skeleton crew, and then we get into starting, I'm assuming we're going to get into starting to bring everybody back, and then we're in full production again. Yep. So I do know that the big three have been met with as far as automotive concerns go. Some of the foreign, I use that term loosely, auto manufacturers, Toyota, Honda, they've actually extended out, Subaru as well, if I'm not mistaken, they've extended out at least by 1 week.
Yep.
So just to kind of wait and see what happens, I think is the reason that they've done that. But also, what about recreational purpose? I know people are chomping at the bit to get out of the house. You said that you knew people that were going to drive down to Florida. Cinco de Mayo is next Tuesday. Obviously, I mean, who gives a shit about the beer, the tacos, the food?
Tacos.
Like, I'm ready for some Cinco de Mayo. And one of our friends, Juan, said, "Well, let's just make tacos. Let's grab some beer and make tacos." You know, so I feel like people are ready to adjust themselves back out. Now, here's what I do know. Since we're talking about that, I was going to go ahead and do this in my segment, but if I can knock it out in yours, then I can have more time to talk about some of the other things that I have lined up for my particular segment. So Florida is going to stop announcing COVID cases,
Mhm.
which I feel like is kind of ridiculous. It's like, yeah, we knew we screwed up. And
Yeah, but are they on the decline? Did they flatten the curve? That's what the term was, flatten the curve.
they have not.
Because I don't know. So
They have not. It's like, hey, we don't want you to know, so we're just not gonna.
Is it informative or depressing?
It's both, though. I mean, if you look at it state by state, which I check periodically, if you look at it state by state, some of it is informative, and then some of it is depressing. You can watch a trend.
Yep.
For example, California this week has finally decided to close their beaches. So the beaches in Florida that should have been closed during spring break, when all these kids are like, man, fuck it.
Right.
California has now decided, like, hey, we have enough COVID cases on record that we need to close our beaches, and we need to start practicing better social distancing. New York, which per capita has the highest amount of cases, both contracted COVID-19 and death,
And they're basically ground zero.
right, have decided that they are going to close their subways only in the PM now. So it's going to run during the day, but in the evening, the subway and their public transit service is not going to run.
Do you know how that sounds when they give you certain hours that you can, almost certain hours that you're allowed to spread the virus?
Yeah, a little
You can
bit.
spread the virus only from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. and otherwise no more spreading it.
Well,
To me, it kind of sounds ridiculous that they need to just either you do it or you don't.
I feel like the rest of the world is really watching us right now, because we are at odds. We are in such a hurry to try to open back up.
Yep.
That I think what eventually will happen is we'll open up, we'll see the second round of whatever, we'll end up back down, and we won't be allowed to travel to other countries.
Yeah, but they got to get that almighty dollar is not circulating
Here,
anywhere.
of course it's not.
So
man. People are scared.
That's what their goal. I mean, even that, they give you that stimulus check is to help pay bills, but how many car sales, TV, clothes, shoes? I mean, let's keep it real.
That thing's still sitting in savings for me. I'm not playing. Like, rainy days are coming.
So I'm just saying, a lot of people don't have that same mentality. So, I mean, they're still. That's what it's still for, is to kind of stimulate the economy. We're not buying like we used to.
Right.
The stock market's taking a hit. Don't look at your 401k.
Right.
I had a friend who accidentally looked at his 401k. It's like red flags. It's like, oh my God, the world's ending. I'm broke. I can't retire.
Yeah.
But
that's funny that you said that, because I actually did look at my 401k
don't
and
do
like some of the different things that I had invested, which at the time I was like, man, these are international banking systems.
Yep.
Why would I not want to invest in these? Like small percentage investment, but a higher yield return.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's down and that's down. JP Morgan Chase is down. Like, that sucks. So the only thing that you can really look forward to is that we're going to bail them out like we always do, and then it'll come back up eventually.
It's going to come back up.
Yeah. I mean, don't panic yet. Don't sell everything yet. Indiana, 594 cases of COVID as of 4:30.
Honestly, man, I still don't think that's bad.
It's not bad. And when you consider the, what was it? California, 2,583 cases yesterday.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then today they decided to close their public beaches.
Oh my.
Yeah.
So you also still have to look at the percentage of people that are actually being tested, because we just opened up free testing at Bishop Winger today. Is that today?
Mm-hmm.
So the more people that get tested, the greater possibility those numbers will grow.
Right.
I have not been tested.
Me either.
But I've also been relatively isolated into the locations that I go to. I don't go to everywhere. I have left the house, but I feel like I've been careful. I make sure that I do wash my hands. I got the hand sanitizer. I don't wear the mask. I don't know if I can. That'll be a last resort for me.
Can you believe there are people that are like, man, I'm not wearing a mask in public?
Yeah.
They're like, it's so stupid. At this point, it's stupid. And like, are you serious?
It's not that I refuse. It's just I'm not sure of the level of what do you want to call it? The level of urgency to wear a mask out in public.
Well, I shared this on a buddy's page today, because he was like, wearing masks is stupid. It's like this. So the caption was, you got two guys. If one guy is not wearing pants and he pees on you, you get wet.
I saw that.
Right?
Yeah.
if the if you're wearing pants and the guy pees on you, well, you get wet a little bit, but not as much.
Mhm.
And if you're both wearing pants and he pees himself, the pee only gets on him.
Right.
And that's really the best way that you can put it for people that do not want to wear masks out in public.
Yeah. Oh, Lowe's and Menards require masks now.
Yeah. And Walmart's on its way.
And they said if you don't have one when you walk in, you can go to customer service and buy one for $1.
They gotta make a buck too, though.
The masks are coming. So whether you want to or not, yeah, it's coming.
So how long do you think something like that's gonna go on?
I was talking to Chris's wife Missy today, and I agree that we're not out of the woods. I would love to have some level of hope that this is going to be over or trending down or flattening the curve. I want some kind of indication, and depending on who you talk to, there isn't any light at the end of the tunnel right now.
Of course not, man. We're like children waiting to get out of the playpen, man.
Yeah.
We've been stuck in the house and we've been in limited contact and everything, everything that goes along with that. And when they're like, hey, everything's open, man, you are going to see an explosion in retail, because now you can go to Kohl's,
Yep.
Target,
Yep.
whatever, and put your hands on things. You don't have to order it online.
Yep.
Old Navy.
Yep.
Right?
That's fine. Yep.
You're going to see a boom in the restaurant business.
Yep.
Because people have been chomping at the bit to get out of the house. Fuck all the food that you just went and bought because you thought you was going to be hung in. Somebody's on their way to Logan's to try to get themselves a steak, right?
Chris and Missy. That is their joint right there.
Or for example, like I shared something on Facebook, like once the Mexican restaurants open, like you're gonna have to get police to drag me out.
We've ordered from Chipotle and what's the other one? Cebollas. We've ordered from them, and you can pick it up. Of course, I got the honor and pleasure of sitting through a line at Chick-fil-A. The line is wrapped around the building.
Which one did you go to? Out west?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's wrapped around the building, and then it's wrapped around that line that's wrapped around the building. So it took me between 20 and 25 minutes to get through the line.
Was it worth it?
Maybe it's because I was one that sat there through it. Maybe not. But I mean, their food is delicious. You know what's sad is over there at Apple Glen, there's a new Hardee's and Subway building. Panda over there, they're wrapped around and hanging out the street, causing traffic. Panda and Chick-fil-A are dominating food business over there because Chipotle wasn't full. The Hardee's and Subway, nobody basically in those parking lots.
Right.
Everyone jumped to go wrap around these buildings, go get, and the food at those two locations are. I don't even think we've had Panda because the line is so long. You can't order ahead.
Right.
And they don't have the efficiency of Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, honestly, is really efficient with the people walking through, getting your order ahead of time, getting your payment ahead of time, so that when you come around this corner, your food is basically should be coming out.
Right.
And they were efficient. So technically, that tells me if they weren't that efficient, I would have been in there longer. That's why I don't want to wait. I shouldn't say nobody, but I don't want to wait in the Panda line. No, thank you.
So let me tell you a funny story real quick. My girlfriend had a hankering, let's say, for chicken. Then we got to talking, like, what do we never eat? We never eat Popeyes.
Ooh.
Red beans and rice, right?
Ooh.
So we decided to go one day, and if you know where Popeyes is located, it's located right there, kind of like off the main drag, right?
Yep.
The line was out to the street and was stopping traffic. So we're like, nah, we're not going to do that. We decide to go somewhere else, and we go somewhere else. So me, trying to be the good boyfriend, like the following day, I decided, hey, I'm going to go ahead and dip out to Popeyes. I'm not going to tell her where I'm going. I'm going to get her whatever she wanted to eat the day before, and then I'll bring it back, and boom, she'll be surprised, and I'll be the hero, right? Right. Nobody in line. Nobody in line at Popeyes.
What?
And I was like, yes.
What hour?
This is my moment. This is my 8 Mile. It was like mid-afternoon, like 2:30 in the afternoon.
Gotcha. Perfect.
Right? So I pull into Popeyes, roll down my window. Welcome to Popeyes. We don't have any chicken. We don't have any shrimp. We only have 3 chicken strips and sides. I said, you only have 3 chicken strips in the building? We only have 3 chicken strips in the building. No shrimp, no chicken.
Well, that's why there
only
was no
sides. Right. So then, of course, I'm like, well, can I get some red beans and rice? You know, like,
we'll do the 3 chicken strips.
No, I didn't. No, I dipped on the chicken strips. I really only wanted the sides, and then I went somewhere else to get something that I knew she would eat, and then I brought that back, and then we were eating, like, I don't know, like beef and cheddars and red beans and rice or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like, people are running out of food. Like, I couldn't have been that lucky. You know what I mean? Welcome
I was hoping you would have.
Yeah, welcome to Popeyes. We only have 3 chicken strips.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Never.
So I feel like a lot of the food industry, that's what they're going through right now, is they're not being able to keep up with the demand, and the demand is so shoddy. Like, Popeyes one day is all the way out to the street blocking traffic, and the next day there's nobody in line because they have no food because they sold it all the day before, and who knows when the next shipment shows.
And I was gonna say the supply is kind of shoddy.
Yeah,
because when we went to Saboya's and we ordered all these dinners and meals for everybody, they were missing the beans and rice. They were missing items here and there that you're like, these are just staples to what we eat. So
that they didn't have it?
No, they had it. They just didn't give it to us.
Oh.
So when you call back up there and they'll contest, and they're the ones that give you the bags.
Right.
So it ain't like you go up there and pick and select what you want to grab. They hand you what your order is supposed to be.
Right.
And when it's not accurate and they tell you, well, I don't know where you got it and what happened, I'm like, well, you guys effed up.
Right.
You need to make this right, because my friends are loyal to Saboya's, and Saboya's hasn't been loyal back.
So did they make it right?
No.
What did they tell you?
I wasn't on that phone call. I just know we never had it.
Is this going to tie into the Karen segment that we're going to do later?
No. It should. It should.
I need to speak to a manager.
It should, but it doesn't. We need to do some Karen coaching.
Right. That's a shame, but that's essentially what's going to happen once the states open back up. You know what I mean? Is that there is going to be an influx of people just losing their damn minds trying to buy everything. We've already bought all the TVs, right?
I saw that.
So now it's going to be goods and services. And we were actually having a discussion earlier this week about movie theaters, because there's like huge movie news. I don't know if we have time to cover that, but what do you think?
That might be a minute.
So there's huge movie feuds going on right now. And theater, I guess, like, the theater experience going forward might be a little shoddy.
Well, see, we're about to get into it.
Yeah, and we don't have to. We can always cover that another time.
I'm about to get into it. If I change directions, maybe I won't. But I have I'm a little passionate because I'm a movie guy.
Right, and I'm gonna keep my mouth shut so that we can.
Well, here I'm just gonna try to put as concise as possible. I think that there will be changes moving forward. I'm not mad at what Universal is doing.
Right.
Universal had made $100 million releasing that Trolls on Tour video, and they're like, well, shit, we just made $100 million. Why don't we commit to doing some more stuff to video on demand? And AMC and Regal were like, well, if you're gonna go video on demand, then we're not gonna play none of your stuff anymore. So I don't like the headbutting there, because I think it's dumb. I don't know how much of that's gonna really hurt AMC and Regal, but you gotta play the movies, man. That's how they get money.
Right.
So if they're not gonna play certain movies, I'm like, well, who's playing it? That's where I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna go to AMC anymore then.
Yeah, but now that Regal's off the table as well,
we ain't got much choice here in Fort Wayne.
It's not all we got. Either AMC or Regal, right?
That's
Cinema Grill.
That's not even worth going to.
Right.
So that's going to be tough to see that play out. But I actually like when they release certain movies to video and they release them early. Those are movies that I want to see or I like seeing. Do it early. I don't mind that.
Right.
So as a consumer, I mean, I guess you're playing both sides.
Right.
So I don't know who's going to suffer for that.
Well, I mean, ultimately, the consumer does, right?
Well, the video is going to be released to video, so I get to see it anyway. It's just I don't have to go to the theater to see it. I'll be seeing it in my front room.
So do you think more people will spend that money to watch it on video on demand, minus the concessions? Because we talked about last time, like how expensive it was to go to the movies.
And how cheap it is to sit at home and eat.
Right.
I think the theaters can lose out. I love the theater experience, but if you're going to do a first run movie in my living room and my little Walmart microwave popcorn and my 99-cent 2-liter,
right,
I'm staying at home for some of these, man. That's a game changer.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it pans out.
All right, I'm off.
So what else you
got? I talked about this how I ordered the beer in the beer review. I just wonder, like, there was an app for Belmont Liquor Store where you can try to peruse some of their inventory and try to order and pick up curbside because they're not really allowing people inside the liquor stores anymore. So it's kind of odd because, again, like I've said, when I go to a liquor store or almost any other store, I don't know what I want until I see it.
Right.
So I tried to, that's how I picked the beer that we had. Maybe it would be good. Maybe, I don't know. Let's try it. So I just wonder what part of this order online, pick up curbside trend is going to continue into the future once all the restrictions are all taken away. That's my curiosity. So when it comes to food, we've been ordering food. Like I've never ordered food at Chipotle. You can order a whole salad bowl, burrito online and go have it ready to pick up.
Right.
Is that going to continue once this is over? Because I never did it prior to that for like 5 years. Now I'm like, boom, you got my salad. Boom, it's on reorder. Boom, let's go get it.
It's on reorder?
Yeah.
You can. What? Damn.
Bruh.
Damn, okay.
When you know what you want and it doesn't take, like, I'll be driving toward the Chipotle.
Right.
I shouldn't be doing this, and plug your ears. I'm texting while driving. But I'm not only texting while driving, I'm ordering food while driving. That is a whole nother level of don't do that.
So what is the wait?
There is no wait.
Is it ready when you get there?
It's ready when they'll tell you it'll be ready at 6:15, and it's usually ready at 6:15, maybe give or take a couple minutes.
Right.
So I like that. It's as versus going and maybe having to wait. I don't know. I'm getting a little spoiled when it's on time and it's done right. I'm spoiled on that.
So what kind of experience would it take to ruin that for you? To ruin that reliability?
You'd have to jack up the order, not give me virtually anything that I ordered, and not be ready on time, like half hour later.
That'd be shitty, dude.
Oh God, I'll be ready to tear the building apart. Like I said, I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled on what I've been picking up, and like it's almost for anybody. So I saw that Taco Bell's doing it.
Right.
Burger King's doing it. I'm sure Rally's and a bunch of these other places are like, you can order online and come pick it up. I'm like, oh, it should reduce your waiting time in line.
Right.
So, and I'm all about not wasting my time. Because I don't like going through drive-thrus anyway. But if you can have my order ready, hey, Mr. Classic here to pick up his order. Pull forward, Mr. Classic. I feel like a king a little bit.
Well, what happens when they add that the not only regular drive-through business, but then they add business back into the facility? You're still calling in your order, and now you're waiting even longer because you're not the only. The consumption is not funneled through one distribution area.
But again, I'm not a drive-through person. So if that still exists, I should be able to walk in, Mr. Classic's here. Here's your order, Mr. Classic, and walk right back out. So that's what I'm talking about.
And finally, my last question is, will you please start ordering food as Mr. Classic? Like, can you please do that? Like, Mr. Classic is here to pick up his food. And please do this thing with your hand. This. Mr. Classic is here to pick up a
I
steak.
am. I think I am because they can't get my name right,
How do you screw up Marlon?
dude. Any which way but loose. It's been Martin, Marion, Marvin. I said, okay, you can't get the M word right. I said, so Riley. I got Raleigh, Rayleigh. I'm like, fuck. Classic. We're just going classic, okay? How do you fuck up classic? We're gonna find out how you fuck up classic.
Can I please be there the next time you order food as Mr. Classic? Like, I need to be notified. I gotta have this.
I will.
As a matter of fact, please take video and let's post it to the page. You ordering food as Mr. Classic.
I was going to say, I'm going to do that. I'm
Okay.
going to do that.
Oh my god.
The next time I order, it'll be your order's Riley, Mr. Or order's Riley. That's how my name gets messed up because I messed it up too. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, Mr. Classic, your order's ready. That you're going to hear that.
Oh my god.
And I'm going to love every second of it too.
That's insane.
All right, that's all I have.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
All right, man. Over here on YouTube, we're gonna take a quick break. Over here on Facebook, you get to watch us get our shit together for like 5 minutes, or not even 5 minutes.
Yeah.
A minute, because I'm ready. So sit tight. We'll be back. 3 crafty bastards. To my right,
Mr. Classic.
and of course I'm B Smith. We out.